We are G Cubed. We are live.
Butts.
We're back to full Voltron. This dude's saying butts over here.
We did it.
Joe's back.
He's
hey.
alive.
Hey, he made it. Thanks, pal. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty awesome. It's a little blurry on your shot, but I'm doing pretty awesome.
Hey, you know that's fine.
These things
I'm not that important. I'm not
Kinda-
that important. We're the sum of our parts. Tommy's back.
Am I the legs?
He can be the legs.
I have big legs.
I am the pelvis.
I think I have
Ooh.
the smallest legs.
Wait, if you're the pelvis and I'm the legs, then Joe's the everything else.
Yeah.
It's a fucking gun.
We are life.
Martin on the sticks. Say hi, Martin, if you can.
Oh, Martin could be the head.
He can be the head.
Or the brain.
Or the brain. Joe.
Etrin, hi.
I'm so glad that you're here. Etrin in the Twitch chat.
I love you.
Nice to
Welcome
see you.
back.
Joe, I'm glad you're here because I wanted to talk to you
Some
about
hot
a little
takes.
thing that happened last week called Pokemon Go.
Mario Kart Go.
Yeah, it sucks.
He says it
No.
sucks.
Nah, I
It's
have it.
better than Overwatch, but not as good as Pixels.
Graphics suck, so it's bad, right?
Yep.
No, So, I played it for like 3 days. I was out of town when it came out, and I immediately installed it on my
3
phone.
whole days.
Huh?
3 whole days.
3 whole days.
Damn.
I think I got to
72
level
hours.
7 in those 3 days, and then I haven't really touched it since. Mostly because I'm a hermit and I don't like going outside unless I have to, and that game requires me to move.
So
And
you
I
need
don't want to do
Pokemon Stay.
Some may say
that.
that
I would
you're
love
a
for
cloister.
Pokemon Stay. Say what?
Some may say you're a cloister.
Blastoise.
I will tell you, if you're not afraid of the ban hammer, my coworker was using the walking hack today.
Yeah.
Just walking over down to Cheesecake Factory
I
in the
really
game, and I'm
wanna
like,
do
you're
that.
cheating, motherfucker.
That would be a-okay with me because I don't want to. It's hot in Florida. It's like what 90-something degrees.
Dude,
It
go to
was
the
94
park.
degrees
There's a lot of
today.
shade.
Brutal.
Sit down.
There's no shade. Doesn't protect you from the heat.
What are you talking about?
You're crazy.
Dude, fuck you guys. It's so
Man,
hot.
Crazy.
Blazing up there, man.
Crazy.
Oh.
In here,
You
maybe.
can wear it.
What's it called when there's a bunch of sticks fighting? Sword fight? Yeah.
I was confused. I thought you said sticks, and I was
There it
like, I don't know.
I mean, our
Forest?
chat's just a big sword fight
Oh.
right now.
Yeah. Well,
No.
you know. That's what
I don't know. It's cool and all, but I don't think I will be playing it. You remember the guy was talking about how the game's going to die in like 4 months or whatever?
Yeah, Pactor.
The people he was talking about were the people like me.
Yep.
Who like either A, don't have the time to devote to it, or B, I don't know, man.
I
just-
went to a couple of the meetups.
Yeah.
I went to one.
I know you guys have been like.
I
super
went to
into it.
one. Now I am no level 21, but I am Valor Club, baby.
Valid point.
I went to
You're
Universal
literally
Studios
like the
City Walk.
worst, apparently.
Um,
Allegedly.
and it was not bad. It was not bad. There were thousands of people there. It was packed to the brim. And what they did was they just pop lures all night on all of their spots, and there's tons of spots. So they just go, hey, we'll pay for the lures. You come down, buy some Pokemon themed drinks.
Apparently,
we'll do
a
our
bunch
thing.
of theme parks are doing that too.
Yeah, so Universal Studios was doing that,
Genius.
and I was at City Walk doing it, and man, it was hot, man, and not just the temperature. Like people are playing, like all
Oh yeah,
sizes,
Naked.
shapes, creeds, backgrounds, ages.
And that's
Creed was
cool.
there?
Yeah,
Holy
man, he was.
shit. Well, I was wide open.
Scott Stapp, fuck that guy.
You
But,
hit him
you know,
with
it's-
the deer.
And this was last weekend. It was still really hot. I sent a couple people a picture of a bar that I went to on Saturday night that offered me 15% off of my tab for being level 15 and above.
What?
Yes.
A bar? What?
Duffy's in
Oh my
Heathrow
God.
said if you were 10 to 15, you get 10%, 15 to 20, you get 15%, and 20 and above, you get 20% off your tab. That was Saturday night. I got 15% off my tab. I'm level 17, or at the time. Now I'm level 18.
That's weird.
So it is kind of in phenomenon level.
I think that's cool.
And
It's great.
Pactor was definitely talking about you guys where like you definitely check it out for a minute. You kind of go hard on it for a second. There are like the Savanti type Pokemon fans that are they're out right now walking around in the pitch black
Right. Fucking
doing one of
flashlight.
these things.
My thing is, that's great, but I care about the gyms. That's what I would like to do.
Yeah, I don't care about
And in
that
order,
shit.
for, and if that's the reason I think you're super okay with it. Like, because your main thing is catching the Pokemon.
Yeah.
For me, I want to get to the gyms. I want to do that shit. Now, Neil, even though Neil did tell me today that like, there is a cap. Like every Pokemon has a cap. I think the player cap's at like 40 right now.
No one's got there yet, but it's
no one's
40.
gotten there yet. But my problem is, even after the cap, there's going to be things that those people can do that I can't.
Excuse me.
There's always going to be. It's the same thing with a fighting game. I've had this conversation with my brother all the time, where I'm like, the reason why you kick my ass the second a game comes out at any fighting game is the fact that you played all of the other fighting games before.
That's how I feel about shooters. Like, if
Yeah.
I don't get in at the ground floor,
Then
I
it's
don't
just
want
like,
to play.
fuck. Yeah, that's the same way I feel about this game. I did, and the thing is, I did get at the ground floor, but I just didn't keep going. I stopped for, I don't even know how long games been out at this point.
I stand
it's up for a
at
few
my
days
place of
and
employment. I
they
look
die
out the
now.
window and I watch people walk through the plaza, and I see them stop, pull out their phone. I know what they're doing immediately. I was walking in my car the other day. There 6 people walked by me and they go, "There's a Snorlax by Brio," and I was like, "Oh fuck!" Grab my phone, ran over to Brio. It is full blown phenomenon level, like we talked about the other day. Some of the things that have happened since we went off the air last week. The Europe launch happened over the weekend.
Yeah.
26 countries got going.
Did Britain get theirs? They good?
That
They
well,
doing
no,
okay?
I don't think they Brexited from Pokemon Go.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I just want to make sure they were.
Yeah,
good,
no,
man.
they
Gotta look out
I
for
think they're
those guys.
stuck with that for a little while longer. But no, everyone went going. Servers were a mess on Saturday morning, and I noticed that they're a mess in the mornings because that's typically like evening time for Europe.
Yeah.
But it's literally every record that you can imagine. Every country that this app launched in was immediately the #1 top grossing free app. So.
Oh, yeah.
Neil was giving me some numbers before we went live. It's making like something like $250,000
Every minute.
or
Yeah, they're-
something
15 minutes.
ridiculous.
I
Every
think they're at
15
like 200 billion now.
Yeah.
Something.
The
dumb
stock's
like
up by 71%.
Yeah, as of yesterday, Nintendo stock was up 71%. It continued to grow today. It was up 78% last I checked earlier today. It has generated over $42 billion for Nintendo. They actually surpassed Sony as a valued stock.
That's fucking crazy.
And Sony, they make TVs, they make the speakers, they make the PlayStation,
I was gonna say that.
laptops.
Pokemon is a big deal. Pokemon is a huge deal.
Did we underestimate it, or did we know this was going to happen? Now I can tell you, when we did the
Oh,
2016
shit. I hit
prediction
the wrong
show, I fucked up.
Yeah.
I fucked up. I
But-
said it was going to crash and burn. I said it was going to
I'm
suck.
gonna save you.
Okay.
You were the guy who had all the faith in Pokemon when it released when we worked at GameStop. So you were
True.
the guy that did the Braveheart speech.
I did do the Braveheart speech in front of her. I got
you
out
guys,
there.
GameStop didn't want to do this, but we did this anyway, and you guys showed up. You tell them that Nintendo games are the best, and you'll show up for Nintendo
And then
Midnight.
Star Fox will come out, and I'm gonna be severely disappointed.
Look, I liked it for like 8 hours.
My
Just
laptop
put
died.
me on fucking blast.
Rip.
But that actually did happen. That's
Yeah,
what I told
that
him. You were
actually-
standing like right next to me.
Yeah.
Like,
I was like, all right, this is happening. Cool.
yeah.
Like-
And that was our best attended midnight.
Yeah,
Midnight
it was.
release when we were working at GameStop.
I think it is still a record.
So I knew that I had faith in the Pokemon brand. I did not think for a second that the nostalgia of the original, like, 151 was going to carry in, like, adults and things like that. I knew that everyone was going to come on board and be like, a free fucking app, sure.
Fuck yeah.
I didn't know people were going to spend the money. But I have spent $20.
That I find very odd because I don't spend money on shit when it comes to mobile.
So when I'm sitting there at work...
Wait, let me rephrase that. I've only purchased 2 games on mobile with real money, and then any game that it was free to play, I've always played free to play.
What games did you buy?
Scribblenauts and
Good.
Deus Ex: The Fall.
Good call. I bought Knights of the Republic.
I bought. Hold on here. Let me get-
All the games.
I bought one game. It's called Pen and Paper Knights. It's great.
I've heard of this game.
It's really fun.
I've tried.
Turn-based D&D
Oh,
thing.
kill me. Nope.
Fun.
Nope.
So I'm sitting at work. I have 9 hours. Can't leave this building. Sometimes longer. Out of balls. What am I going to do?
Rip.
Put
I
that
drop a
$5.
five spot.
That $5.
I drop a 5 spot, and they have everything priced appropriately so that I always have a little bit left over.
Oh,
not
yeah.
enough to get something else.
Yep. That's how they get you.
So
And then you get your bag gets too big, and you're like, I got 200 coins. Buy the bag. Upgrade.
exactly.
Whew.
So answer me this. This is Pokemon. This is a evergreen property. It's primarily associated with Japan. Not in Japan yet.
Well,
The #1 place where people fucking play
Here's
games
the-
on the go and the Vita is still a thing. Japan.
here's the thing about Japan. They have real life Pokemon there.
That's true. It's a fact.
They actually have an epidemic.
They actually don't need that.
They may
In
or may
fact,
not be mostly Ghastlies.
Yeah.
But they're there.
No, I think here's real talk. I honestly feel like they probably saw what happened here, which all the companies that were producing this were this side company. Like, is that Western? Yeah, Western companies. Is it Western or Eastern? It's Western, right? We're Western.
We're Western.
Okay,
They're
so
Eastern,
yeah, there was a Western companies making this game, so it makes sense that they released here. And I think they saw what happened over here, and Japan was probably like, yeah, we need to get this shit together before we drop this here, because they just have a completely different culture. Like, the whole point of Mimoto, the other mobile thing, was the fact that in that culture, people don't talk to each other often. Like, social things are social interaction is very different there. So I imagine that they were like, well, this is gonna get out of hand if we just drop this on like the populace. So I imagine that they're probably trying to figure out a way to introduce it that's fits a little bit better for that culture.
The weekend after it launched, it was something like 6.5% of all Android devices currently active had it installed.
Yeah.
And I know that at the beginning of last week, it was like 9 million apps downloaded on iOS. I don't have the numbers for how many have downloaded. They haven't released them yet, but I guarantee you at Nintendo's next shareholder meeting, the first question is going to be, how many have been downloaded? How much money are you making off this? Because when you load up the app, Nintendo doesn't have a credit.
Yeah.
They just own a substantial portion of every fucking company involved except for Google.
Right.
Can we make a prediction for E3 2017 now?
Sure.
And, okay, so their presser, it's just them throwing money. We told you.
It's money.
Pokemon sells, bitch.
What's his name? Mimoto comes back from the grave.
Yeah.
Fucking
Iwata?
has Pokeballs in his
Iwata?
hand. Has Ash Ketchum hat.
Iwata's
Turns it
probably
backwards.
pumped
Fucks everybody off.
This ended up being like the vitality sensor. Like that thing never happened, and then Iwata's big thing. So that's what
Iwata?
He was always that's the guy you were talking
water?
about.
Whose name did I say? Mimoto?
You said the name of the fucking
You
app.
said Shinsuke Nakamura.
I thought it was Mitomo.
Well, you said Miyamoto, but Miyamoto's not dead yet.
This guy's the Legend of Zelda, right?
Oh, no, you're talking about the Mario guy.
I'm sorry, guys. I disappointed you. I
Yeah,
don't know
so
shit about
Miyamoto
Nintendo.
did Zelda, Mario,
I
Donkey
apologize.
I
Kong.
forget his name, but I have him on my Facebook.
Iwata's dead.
Iwata.
Sucks, but this is the thing that he always wanted. He said one game can turn around a company's fortune, and we're waiting for that game.
Yeah.
And he was talking about the Wii U when he said that. He also said, that games are supposed to be fun and bring people together. So it's kind of ironic that this happens after he's gone, where this one game turned Nintendo's fortunes around, started filling up the fucking money pit that Scrooge McDuck swims in.
You're talking about Hiroshi Yamauchi?
No.
Oh, well, that's
We're just
Somebody
fucking throwing out
Just
Japanese people.
names.
that's a Mario guy.
Oh, shut up.
It's fucking Kenta.
Yeah, exactly.
Kenta.
Kenta.
Asuka.
Ask just put it.
Kento Ibushi.
Who else?
Pikachu. Squirtle.
Shenmue.
Yoshi Tatsu.
Shenmue!
Sorry, continue.
And also, Shenmue 2.
No Shenmues.
So this happens, he's gone, but this is like his vision. Everyone's coming out, they're playing together. People are meeting each other over this game. The ones that are doing it right, not the assholes doing the hack. And you're done with it. You're done with it.
I think I'm done with it. I mean, I think that what may get me back into it is the new update that's coming, where like I'll actually be able to like do PvP with you guys. That may make me a little bit more interested in like being able to trade and stuff. I think that'll be cool.
You don't want to go to the park with me?
I don't know. I don't like people. I don't like people in public. I generally don't care for people in
Confirmed.
public.
Joe hates people. Joe hates us.
I hate people in public. I don't like dealing with actual people because most times actual people are pieces of shit. So it is though.
Joe, you can meet T. Martin.
Again,
don't get me started.
again, shitty people.
Don't get me started.
And we could just steal people's phones.
Hey.
And then make cell phones and then buy a brand new house around here.
And then
pissed.
we'll hold our phones like this and we'll walk around the
I have
house.
something to talk about with T. Martin later
No.
on, but it's not one of our...
You've been officially banned from T. Martin Rage.
It's just a little side note. It's just a little side note. I promise
All
I'll
right,
keep
we're
my
going to those
composure.
polls. Vote 1 for fuck you, Mark. Vote 2 for you can't talk about T. Martin anymore.
Photo
So
show tonight, guys.
The three topics that are banned on the show: VR, T. Martin, and very soon Pokemon
Pokemon-
Go.
no, it's going to be
was up
Destiny
there.
and Division future of MMOs.
Pokemon was up there.
and Division.
If Peace Monks is here, I'm pretty sure he'll be on my side of not wanting to talk about Pokemon.
No, who
But-
dropped it hates Pokemon.
Everyone does. It's bad.
Here's the thing. It's like, what do you hate about it? It's bringing people together. It's getting people outside. It's making people happy. Like what? Like honestly, you don't have to
You
play
use
it.
Snapchat and turn your head into toast.
Steve Jobs once said, back when people were trolling him about not having porn apps for the iPhone,
Yeah.
then don't buy the iPhone.
Right.
If you want porn, then buy Samsung's phone.
Holy shit!
Or
Pokemon is the
buy
future
something
of
else. Buy something else. So if you don't like
Technically,
Pokemon, this free app that has brought people outside, allowed a community that's generally like let's be completely fucking honest. They're super introverted.
Yeah.
Some of those guys are awkward as fuck,
I'm one of those awkward guys.
and they're
Like,
getting out. Oh no.
Tired.
Not to their level. It's on the spectrum.
And
I'm on their
they're
spectrum.
getting out together. They're meeting people. They're having fun. Like the community is coming out. Like you know where this community used to be? Toys R Us or GameStop or Walmart would do a Pokemon event, and they'd load up the DS. They'd pull up to your driveway, get the Pokemon, and piece the fuck out. And we would watch that happen for hours over the course of weeks.
Yep.
And then every now and then somebody would roll in after the promotion was over and was like, "Do you still have the cartridge? Can you please get me the? Can you get me the Celebi?"
And the thing that I always thought was funny about that was like the truth was, and this is we don't work there anymore, so I'm gonna say this anyway.
Yeah.
Truth is, they always have it.
Yeah.
There's just it's a cartridge that's in
it's
DS.
a DS cartridge that
that's
goes
sitting
into a
in the
DS. All I had to do to generate the Pokemon was go into the DS
Change
and
the
pull
date.
the calendar back. And I would do it for really nice people.
Yep.
And I would not do it for dickheads.
Yep.
Speaking of like this epidemic of Pokemon Go, you know what I just realized? I was like, what if Pokemon Go won like Nobel Peace Prize?
Do you know,
Dude, honestly,
like he and I just had the same train of thought. Like
Yep.
that's not like entirely
Yep.
impossible.
No, but what's funny is I was actually today in class. I was not in class in the library. I was looking at past Nobel Prize winners for physics, chemistry, and
Sure.
Yep.
Obama won one before he was even in
that made
office.
no fucking sense.
2010.
It would not surprise me if some representative or the CEO or president of Niantic gets up on stage and wins some fucking insane like peace prize or something like that.
Like I get like you don't have to like it, and that's totally cool. And to be honest, I'm not the biggest Pokemon fan in the world, but like you can't deny what it's done with the community, with people coming out.
So who dropped you said? Pokemon Go has such few positive things
not me.
about it compared to negative.
Okay, so
I want to know what the negatives are.
Well, here's the
'cause
thing.
I
If
wanna
you're
know
talking
what
about negative, it is a very bare bones mobile game. There's microtransactions. The servers work half the fucking time.
I also love how nobody gives a shit about the microtransactions with this Pokemon.
All of a
but
sudden, they don't give a
all of a
fuck.
sudden, it's great.
Now, like there are plenty of like things that you can look at, and it's all just a matter of perspective. But the fact of the matter is, it's getting people out, and it's taking a community that we just talked about that's introverted and typically ostracized by the rest of the gaming community, and it's kind of giving them a home in public.
That is great to me. The good things that this game is doing, awesome. It's for those people who it's for, who are enjoying it. I applaud you. Great.
Okay, so what if this wasn't Pokemon and Ingress got as big as Pokemon Go?
Still,
Ingress
great.
had 11 million
a fucking
downloads.
dumb game. Fuck Ingress.
No, the thing
Ingress
is,
had
I've never-
11 million downloads.
Right, and it was huge. I think I'm not saying fuck Pokemon. I have no hate towards Pokemon whatsoever. It's just not a game that is geared towards me. That's it. You know,
It is a very casual game.
it is an extremely casual game, and I know people are hearing that right now. I'm like, but it has the gyms. I'm like, yeah, they have the gyms, and for somebody like me who does not have the time to devote to like get my Pokemon to that level for the gyms, I'm way behind, and I will never. I won't say never, but I just don't have the time to catch back up to do that. And I like competitive
Here's
stuff.
another
so
thing, man.
it's not for me.
I held down gyms for about 3 hours in the Heathrow area.
Yeah.
And like the whole fucking time I was fighting for those gyms.
Yeah.
And like to get any kind of benefit of the gyms, you need to hold them for like what, 21 hours or something
Yeah.
like that.
Once you get a gym, you could get the reward, and then you have to wait 21 hours with the next reward.
Dude,
So
I
two
held
is
down the Duffy's gym in Heathrow and the Dexter's gym in Heathrow right across the street for like 3.5 hours straight. And I didn't see anything from it, but like it was constant battling from both teams. So many people are playing this game.
Yeah, I was at the Crane's Roost this afternoon.
Somebody
And I had the World of Beer gym.
Somebody who has my phone number just text me a picture of.
Is it a dick?
No, it was
Oh.
Pokemon related. I don't know who this person is. I also didn't know that my phone number was out there for some. It's obviously somebody in Florida, so I don't know
Guess
who
who
that
dropped it?
I was just saying, it's probably one of the Russians.
is.
Etrin in the Twitch chat says some places do have reduced prices for people who play Pokemon Go. I went
Yeah.
to a bar that had reduced rates depending on what level you were at. There's a bar near where I work that has reduced rates depending on if you have certain Pokemon. Like, people are making their own promotions and getting you out there. Universal Studios City Walk, which is kind of like the free nightlife club area right before you go into Universal Studios theme parks. They had an event where they said, we'll pop all our lures, and they had, probably 24 Pokestops. We'll pop all our lures, come by, enjoy them, and have some Pokemon themed drinks.
I love you who dropped these off.
So, like, that was a thing that happened on last Friday. There are events that are happening at parks all over the place.
Yeah.
Crane's Roost near us.
Every
Lake
day
Eola
they
in
have
Orlando.
a giant event. But people are there constantly from AM to AM. They're there 24 hours.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
I was there and I met some cool people. Like, we're like friends now.
There's a dude who quit his job to play this game.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
know
but
about
there's
that.
always those extremists.
Yeah.
Every game has one of those people.
I said that I would quit my job to play the Old Republic because I wanted to be the Yoda of that game.
And then-
I wanted to
and
be
then
legendary.
then
And
you
then
realize you
fucking
needed
everyone
money.
dropped it that game
Yeah.
after 30 days.
Yeah.
Do you just not spend money? Who dropped you? Do you just sit at home?
I do I somewhat agree to what he was talking about before, where how like had this been anything other than Pokemon, people would be like, but Google can see where we're going now, and just those nobody said a single thing
Dude,
about
No,
it.
I've got fucking news for you. Google can see where you were going a long time ago.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that
And it wasn't Pokemon. Pokemon wasn't the Trojan horse that got Google into your fucking
that,
phone.
and I mean, there's a huge post I read. Like, I'm not playing Pokemon Go until they fix it.
Fix what?
Fix the whole the TOS. which
Well,
was
they
fixed.
fixed that on iOS already.
Yeah,
That's already been fixed on
and
iOS.
it was like the top rated post on Reddit for the day it came out.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Well, I stand corrected.
That's fine. Great. Cool. Like, yeah, and you're totally entitled to your opinion. I don't see how you can look at this and say the negatives outweigh the positives. It's a fucking free app that you don't have to play.
That's my thing. Is like it is something very optional. You don't have to have it. So
I don't have to get a tattoo.
I mean,
yeah, to me, it's anytime a game is like that where there's nothing like it, you don't pay any money to play it, and you don't actually have to play it. Which every game is that way. You don't have to play them. It can exist and pretty much do almost anything, and it'll be okay because at the end of the day, it's optional. You don't have to do it.
Candy Crush was out for 5 years,
Yeah.
and no one fucking batted eye to that.
Yeah.
And they fucking have a trademark on the word candy.
They try to.
Well, still.
They try real hard.
I mean, it's just like, picking the fight of nothing.
Like I said, it's a cool thing that exists.
We need to have a better fight against the dog filter on Snapchat. I'm fucking tired of it. I don't want to see your fucking tongue come out.
He's okay. He's okay with the. I'm assuming something had to do with wrestling.
Yeah.
Just happened. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
No.
Oh shit! They got split up.
They do. It's okay.
It's
Anyway.
okay. I get really happy about like fucking video games.
Dude, everyone has their
Get
thing,
really happy about wrestling. That's cool. Some
Yeah.
people get happy about Pokemon.
And some people get happy about Pokemon. That's exactly what I'm talking about,
So.
dude.
Wow.
Okay, let me ask you a question, and then mercifully we'll move off the Pokemon talk. We'll hit other things.
Appreciate it.
So I know you want to hit something.
I just don't care to talk about Pokemon.
He doesn't want to hit it. He wants to get away from it
What's
and
that?
not touch it at all.
So,
Giga.
how critical is it that Nintendo takes advantage of this release?
Okay.
Hey,
What the fuck is that?
what's up?
Someone on Skype is
We're getting
messaging
Skype
you.
message on our TV.
Oh my god!
Well, that popular, guys.
Dude, that's fucking GQ, baby, worldwide.
Fucking hell, man! All right, good.
How critical is it that Nintendo takes advantage of this release? Is it future mobile releases? Is it the goodwill towards NX? Is it Pokemon Go Plus, that thing right now, the pre-orders for that was a $35
little
fucking
thing.
wristlet thing.
Yeah.
The pre-orders, people are selling their receipts for hundreds of dollars on eBay right now.
I can see that.
Their stock's 78% better than it was before launch. Do they need to grab this thing by the fucking throat, or is the bottom going to drop out on them? Animal Crossing Mobile still on the way. That might not be as big here as it will be in Japan.
I think it'll be big here.
You
Wait,
think
is
so?
Animal Crossing Mobile just real life?
Animal Crossing Mobile will be a similar like
yeah.
I mean, it's just real life.
Is it
You're
gonna
in debt.
Is it gonna be
Yeah.
You're trying to
like
pay it
AR?
off.
debt simulator. I don't know if it'll be an AR.
Which it doesn't
thing.
need to be, by the way.
It doesn't need to be, but that would be kind of cool.
Am I the only
I
one
don't
that
know how
turns
that
off
would
AR
work.
forever? I don't use AR on my shit.
Like, what if you go to someone else's house by going to someone else's house?
But you can do that without having AR. You can just have that with GPS.
It's just real life simulator.
Sure, yeah. I mean,
I don't-
AR is not necessary for
That's
that.
what I'm saying.
But
I
like
don't
the
think
GPS.
I think that'd be cool. Like if you have a friend, like I friend you, and I can either go to your house digitally and get something.
Right.
But if I go to your house physically, I get something really fucking awesome.
Well, here's the thing: you can only have 8 friends in the game, so you can only have 8 friends in real life.
Oof, that's tough. That's brutal. Fuck that game. No, here's what I think they should do. Nintendo, talk to you. See what you did here. It worked.
Miyamoto, listen.
Miyamoto, listen. Iwata, listen.
He's dead.
I know.
Sasaka Merker?
So, Reggie.
Reggie.
See what you did here. It worked. And then take this model and apply it in a way that doesn't kill your sales on the NX, but has some kind of actual strong companion with the game on the NX. Better than how EA and Ubisoft tried with Assassin's Creed and Battlefield, where they're like, you can be the commander with this Battlefield Commander app, and you'll be able to poke your screen in game, and it'll be great. People use that shit for like one day. You never touch it again.
Bought a Note 3 for that
fucking
reason.
Note 3 so I could do that with the commander mode, and then it didn't work half the time, and I was like, well, cool. Or the people that you were trying to tell them to like follow objectives just didn't listen, because it's not an RTS. You're dealing with actual people, so they just choose not to do it. He's fucking trying to.
What do you want from me right now?
No,
I don't want to spill.
Shout out to Tiger Lily.
They can do this with Mario. They can do this with, like, imagine a Mario Party game. Fuck, like, give me a Mario Party game that I can play on my phone with you being at work. When you're supposed to be working, I'm supposed to be working, and we're fucking playing Mario Party.
And when I'm at home, not working.
Exactly.
Okay.
Like, you know, like it, or throw that in there with shit. What's the other Nintendo thing that I can't think of right now? Off the top of my head?
Zelda, Mario
I mean,
Party.
they could do something with Zelda. I don't know how that would really work, but I think Animal Crossing, Mario Party, and Pokemon, they get those 3 things rolling. Like, and then Mario got Mitomo.
They don't even need the
And then
NX.
Mario Kart Go.
Holy shit! Yeah, give me
Mario
a Mario Kart game.
People are literally crashing their vehicles.
Fucking meh.
Those shells.
Yeah, dude. The only thing that I'm warning them is the fact that if they go all in here and they throw all their chips in here, the NX is gonna fail real hard.
So what is more important to them, the success of the NX
they need to find
or
a
the mobile
balance.
space?
They need to find a balance because both of them are important for them, especially because Sony's not dealing with them in the mobile space. Microsoft's not dealing with them in the mobile space. They can just win
Microsoft actually just shuttered their smartphone brand.
Yeah, they complete. And I tweeted not too long ago about how I thought that 2010, 2011 were like the golden age in gaming, because I kept finding a whole bunch of games that I never played back then that I went and bought recently. Like I picked up Lost Planet 2 and 3.
I saw you playing that last night. I was going to shit on you.
Lost
Yeah.
Planet.
I remembered that Lost Planet 1 was the one that sucked. And
Yeah.
2 and 3 were pretty good.
I picked up 2 because I looked at the trailer. I was like, wait, I didn't play this. Why
Is
didn't
that
I play
the
this?
like space shooter game?
Yeah.
Game sucked.
You're
the
fucking
big
crazy.
bugs?
Game
That
is
game
terrible.
is
The
amazing.
achievements were awful. Not a
Who
good game.
gives a shit about the achievements?
Me.
Me and like all of the
I don't
achievement
want to break
hunters.
this. Is not mine.
Me.
Me.
But no, I tweeted that, and then bringing back to what we were talking about with archaic stuff with like mobile, I found out that game, Lost Planet 2, still exists on Games for Windows Live. That's still a thing. I
That
thought that was gone.
was the worst thing.
It is really bad, and it took me like
You know what's the second worst
a
thing?
day to get
Games
that
for
working.
Windows 10.
I never even tried that.
That
Oh,
ain't
no.
going away.
Project Spark. I did do it for that, but
Yeah, that was great.
It's like you can have Steam,
Yeah.
or you can have Windows 10 games.
The thing is, it's fine if they can make it work and it made it user friendly. I don't care if they're two
Yeah.
different things.
I
I
do-
understand why there's.
I do like that Steam at least lets you add games from
Right.
other like architectures.
Yeah.
And they're
Yeah.
like I have my Origin games all on my Steam
Yep,
library.
I did that with Division.
Yeah.
Works fine.
I just like having my library in one place, big picture
Yeah.
mode.
Just hit the button and you're good to go.
Yeah.
I did find that picture mode is really awesome when I have my controller.
It's
pretty
a
cool.
lot better.
Yeah.
It was really laggy at first and really rough around the edges, but that was like 2013. I tried it the other day for the first time on my TV, and I was pretty impressed with it.
Yeah.
So I was like, I could see myself getting one of their repeaters if the latency is as good as they say it was.
Yeah.
The little
1,
Steam
2,
boxes.
3, repeater.
But I mean, that's
Oh, that song?
I have a TV in that room where I could just hook it up HDMI.
Dragon's Dogma was. I'm sorry, just going on with the chat.
Yeah.
That was what caused me to really look at what came out during those 2 years, because it was Lost Planet, Dragon's Dogma, Deus Ex, There was another game that was really big that came out during YouTube. It was just like, holy shit, there was these like blockbuster games that I really enjoyed. I was like, why didn't I play these? But yeah, because the archaic things like games for Windows Live.
Right.
Rocket League coming to iOS.
You know Prop Hunt?
Prop
Hunt?
Yeah.
On your phone.
It's like why wouldn't
install
at this point, like no bullshit aside, why wouldn't you want to come to iOS?
What do you mean?
Well,
like why would you not want like a game to go to iOS?
Oh, I don't.
The install base is fucking astronomical.
The guys that make Smite Hi-Res, they released a mobile game, and if you did something in the mobile game and connected your account to the same Hi-Res account, you unlock the skin in Smite.
Okay.
You didn't know that?
No.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool game.
How far? Can I still do this?
Yeah, you can do it.
I gotta go, guys.
Yeah.
Unrelated. I have to leave.
You can unlock the skin in Smite.
Hello,
but
Mr. President, gotta go.
When it first came out, it was only on iOS, and I remember Young Joe probably would have saw that and been like,
"You mean 2 years ago, Joe?"
Yeah, 2 years ago.
Okay.
Still Young Joe. Young Joe is just a state of mind.
He's very naive.
Yeah, he buys wrong Final Fantasy games. No,
I want that movie.
I Am Setsuna came out today. Really? Sorry, Final Fantasy reminded me.
Oh, I saw that on Steam. I haven't really.
It's getting some mixed reviews. Some people are saying it calls too much back to like the 16-bit RPGs, and other people are saying, okay, well that genre died. So
are people finally waking up and seeing what I've been saying about fucking Undertale and all this other shit?
Wake me up inside.
I've been preaching this for years.
I still maintain it's a genre.
It's not. Because those games, when they came out, were not called 16-bit adventure games. They were just called adventure games. We have better adventure games now.
Save me.
I don't know. Sorry.
Save me.
Huh?
Have you ever seen
the game doesn't
goofy
count.
version of that?
And the graphics suck, so it's bad.
All right.
So
I want all chat to look up "Wake Me Up Inside Goofy Edition."
No, don't do it.
Listen to it.
No.
And report back.
I'm gonna have to watch it after the show.
Yeah.
I forgot what I was saying.
Back to the original topic. Yeah. Nintendo, do they capitalize on the mobile market or do they focus on NX? What do we want to see real quick?
They need to do both.
Okay.
It's going to be hard, but they're going to need to do it.
Simon, what do you think?
Say again?
Oh my God.
Do they capitalize on mobile, Nintendo, or do they capitalize on the NX? What do? Do they take this goodwill, focus on the NX?
No.
Or do they stay in mobile and keep making that money?
It's a tough question because like Nintendo's so fucking headstrong when it comes to everything.
I guess the weird part is the DS does really well anyway. The 3DS did really well too.
That's what I was get to is that they're probably gonna do some sort of integration with the DS and Sun and Moon and Pokemon Go.
But you don't even need to because like everyone owns a smartphone, and the smartphones are more powerful devices right now than the 3DS.
Right, but like they're so stuck on their guns that no matter how much success they see,
they can't release like a peripheral to give me some controls, make it look like a Pokédex, give me the fucking analog stick.
They already
and the
have
buttons.
that, but it's not Nintendo. It's the Pokédex that charges your phone.
But maybe they release the future full like featured Pokemon fucking yellow, blue, green, black.
So
brown,
like the N-Gage but Pokemon Go edition.
Kind of like that, but give me like an adapter that my phone docks into, and it has the 3DS controls on it. I don't need two screens. Just give me the controller, like a Bluetooth controller.
Right. Okay. Sure.
Do you think that
is that worth it though? Like, do you really want that?
I don't have to carry my DS around, and the game looks better than it would on the 3DS.
I'm all for either having smaller things, like smaller gaming devices in my pocket, or having one gaming device in my pocket. So if the NX is meant to be the separate, like the hybrid handheld and console, great, because I'm going to only use it as a console. Because if they can make good games on my phone, I'm just going to use that as my primary.
They got to fucking show that thing in soon if it's going to meet that March date that they had for internals.
I want to know like the percentage of people that actually use their DS outside of their house.
That's a good question.
I used it today.
Your DS?
Yeah, so I popped in my Soul Silver just to see what I had, and then I realized I pilfered like every GameStop trade-in for all of their legendaries.
Oh my God.
Like, I have my DS. I think I have it like 80% at home, 20% outside the house.
Okay. I that's probably my usage too. Actually, you know what? I probably use my 3DS more than anything at conventions when I'm waiting in line.
I used it when I was at airports and conventions.
So I use it while taking dumps.
That too.
Drop that dump, dude.
In the morning, in the night.
Same thing with my phone, though. I always do that.
In the afternoons, dump all day.
Well, your phone's got to charge, you know.
I guess it's true.
So you drop your DS in the toilet before?
No.
Nah, dude.
That's why you always sit down.
I dropped something in a toilet once.
What?
And
was it a turd? Because that's
supposed to go there. That was the thing. It was at a. Okay, all right.
Oh God.
Funny story time. So
Young Joe or like?
Should we go on
this
like
was
2
Young
weeks
Joe.
ago, Joe?
Should we go on not safe for work version now?
Maybe, I don't know. I don't think it falls
Story
like that.
time with young Joe.
So I was traveling somewhere with my family. I think there were shades. I'm pretty sure there were either shades.
How did sunglasses get in the toilet?
No, it was a Game Boy. It was a Game Boy. It was a Game Boy.
Okay.
It was
We need
Game Boy
music
Advance.
for this section.
Huh?
We make a song.
That'd be cool. So we were traveling with my family, and we stopped at a gas station, one of those like shitty, rinky-dinky, like bad, like hole-in-the-wall gas stations where the toilet's cracked and there's like shit in it already. Took a shit, and then I don't know. Took a shit, stood up, turned around to flush the toilet, and then in doing that action, I think I had like a little pocket, and I put the Game Boy in the pocket, reached to do the thing, and bloop, into the toilet. This is before I got a chance to flush the toilet. So I just counted my losses, and I walked away. I walked away and just I flushed it so that there was no shit, but I was like, I'm not touching that. It's
your shit, dude.
And my mom was like, "What?" I was like, I'm sorry. These things happen.
Joe,
I'm not even expecting a new one. I just know what happened.
Understanding value, I would have went for it.
Yeah.
Joe, when you went to flush it and it was coming as it was coming out of your pocket,
yeah.
Fall down. Did you make an attempt?
I did. I did. No, I did.
Oh,
that's why.
Why?
That's why I didn't get a chance to flush it. That's why I didn't flush it in the same time, because like I tried the same hand that was reaching out, tried to reach and grab it. It didn't work. So.
Hype bros.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Welcome to WWE podcast.
I was hoping Ryder would get a.
We're angry here.
Sorry, dudes. Apologize. We're big wrestling fans. So moving on from Nintendo, we have a little game coming out that Neil was really excited for, at least before Pokemon Go came out.
Oh yeah.
It's called No Man's Sky. We're inside of 3 weeks before that thing comes out.
I'm buying my graphics card tomorrow for it.
Exactly. And I'm going to be buying mine very soon, too. I got $200 in Amazon money just waiting to pull the trigger. Martin, do we have that trailer ready?
Do we have that goofy Wake Me Up Inside ready? Joe, it's really good.
So we're going to play the trailer for you real quick just to kind of remind you that No Man's Sky is a thing.
Yeah.
So you're going to buy it?
Yeah.
Here's the only thing I'm afraid of.
I have my speculations too, and I'll get to it too.
I'm super excited about it. Gonna pre-order shit out of it. Gonna play it. It's gonna be great. But I'm gonna play it as a single player experience. My brain is wired right now into playing it as a single player experience, because even though there are other players, the scale of that game leads me to believe
we'll
that
never
running into
find each other.
Yeah, there's absolutely no fucking way we're gonna find each other.
Yeah.
That game is just way too big.
So my worry about this game, because it's basically, I mean, when you boil it down to it, and besides being a fucking Capital, it's Spore. Well, essentially.
But even in Spore, you could like
right. But then it gets to the. I'm worried that it's going to get to the point where I'm just like, I don't want to travel 14 hours to the next planet.
Yeah. No, well, the thing is, even though it's not going to take 14 hours, like the whole point of the game is that you upgrade and upgrade and upgrade so that when your hyperdrive gets better.
So it's like EVE Online.
Right.
Okay.
Right. But
I literally have not seen anything about this game other than
which I honestly think
I did on purpose.
Yeah, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
For a game like this is a great, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. Which is honestly a good thing. I don't think that that's probably the best way to go about it. I did the opposite, where I just ingested every piece of information I possibly could. But no, I just I'm not going at this thinking that you can swap now back to us. Okay. I'm just not going back in. I'm not going into it thinking that I'm going to be able to play with you guys.
Right.
If they have, from what I understand, I heard rumors of something about like nodes where you can start from.
Yeah.
That can help you find each other.
Right.
But
I mean, like I said, I've seen zero of this game. I didn't want to research it because every game that I put so much research into it, I'm just like, meh. So I'm assuming there's gonna be some sort of like space stations that like guilds or clans or whatever the fuck they call them.
I don't even think they're gonna have group things like that even put into the game.
Or like space stations that are like, oh hey,
they definitely
like,
have.
I'm at Milky Way 4 Space Station 9. Meet me there.
But the thing is,
I'll be there in 4 years.
The thing that's like the problem there is if they've never discovered if your friend has never discovered that place, you telling them where you are means absolutely nothing to them.
Right.
Because the scale of the game is so huge.
I think maybe the end game is like me and your friends.
So here's a theory that I've crafted from the stuff that the developers have let out.
Sure.
So they said you're in a universe. That was the thing. It's like, this universe is so big, you can do all this shit, it's gonna be great. Then people started prying and prying, trying to figure out what, because the whole point of the game is get to the center of that universe, right? Then they changed that from universe to universes. Then they changed that to galaxy. So here's what I think is what's going to happen. I honestly think you're going to get to the center of the universe, and the center of the universe is going to have something that allows you to then travel between different universes.
Okay.
Which is cool, but makes the game even bigger.
Of course.
So, I don't know. I'm still really excited for it. I don't really get the impression that I'm not. I have a very realistic kind of like mindset on the game at this point.
I already have the notion of I'm going to play this alone.
Yeah.
With Joe me and Joe will be on Discord talking.
Yeah.
And we'll be playing alone.
Yeah. It's like, oh, look, I found this shit.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. I found this shit.
It's
cool.
literally going to be like, playing Pokemon Go and you're at one park.
Let me ask you this. So, what's the release date for this guy?
August 12th.
No, it's
19th.
I thought it was.
Is it
You're
23rd?
right. Yeah.
19th?
Sorry, I thought it was the 14th for some reason.
19th.
Yeah.
It's August 10th.
Well, let me tell you right now, I'm sorry, No Man's Sky. I will buy you, but you're not getting played initially. Because 4 days after that, Deus Ex comes out, and I am so sorry, but I'm definitely prioritizing.
Well, let me ask you this: how much replay value does Deus Ex have for you?
None, and I'm okay with that.
So once you truck through that, it's No
right,
Man's
then
Sky.
I'll go back to
August
No Man's
9th?
So this is kind of my
9th or 19th.
I'll find out now.
This is kind of my thing with No Man's Sky. It's been on our radar for a while.
Right.
It has fallen completely off of my radar.
Really?
August 9th, 2016.
Then I'll probably be able to play it.
And let me see if I can kind of explain to you
Why? Okay. All ears.
Watch Dogs
Okay.
hit
What's
3
that?
or 4
Winky
E3s
face?
before it finally came out, and I
And
was so hyped for that game the first time they showed it. Fucking the second time they showed it. Stopped caring around the third time. The fourth time they showed it, it came out, and it was pushed back because of Grand Theft Auto.
Okay. Do you
It's starting to happen. It happened with Division.
Here's my thing.
So this is Ubisoft's like fucking wheelhouse where they show something too early. 4 years later, it comes out and I no longer fucking care.
Here's my counter to that is
I have a counter too. Let's
A,
see that's why I'm saying.
this isn't Ubisoft. Not to say that the same thing couldn't happen. It very, very possibly can. And B, I forget the guy's name who's always like demoing the game. But he's one of the
Phil
developers.
Fish. Oh wait.
No, fuck Phil Fish.
Peter Molyneux. No,
Fuck him
Reggie.
too.
Reggie.
God damn it.
Shinsuke Bayome.
No.
They've been as upfront as a developer can possibly be about what you can do in this game. It is the fans that have made this thing like, I can live in space. Like, they've never once done that. All they've done is say, this is how this game works. This is how big it is. Go nuts. Have fun. They've been very open-ended about what, like, the objective or whatever the game is because they don't want you to feel like there's... And I get that. So I understand the lack of information. I do agree that they should not have shown it as early as they did.
So
It's
I
the
guess
same
that's
thing with
my
Final
thing.
Fantasy.
Is that the concept has existed for so long, and Final Fantasy is a whole fucking different thing.
Sean Murray.
They showed that shit in 2007. My problem with this is that I have now known about this concept for so long that I'm no longer wowed by it.
Well,
and I don't know if that's because of the copycats. In the
definitely
Twitch chat,
is.
there's some people looking forward to Deus Ex. I'm looking forward to Deus Ex. I know what the fuck Deus Ex is. I know what I'm getting myself into, and I'm excited for it. But
I've never played
No
Deus
Man's
Ex.
Sky has almost fallen completely off of my radar.
Sorry.
I'm just, I don't know. I know I'll play it. I know I'll probably enjoy it. But I'm at the same point that I'm at when Watch Dogs came out and I didn't buy it, and Division came out and I didn't buy that.
I think what I did that you didn't do was I tuned out after the third time I tuned out. And the reason I tuned out was because I was like, all right, I'm understanding now that this game's not coming out right now. And then it got pushed back again. And I was like, all right, cool. And when it got pushed back, I felt okay. It reminded me of the same feeling I had with Grand Theft Auto when that got pushed back. And I was like, sure. As long as when you release this game, it is not buggy as hell, I will accept this pushback. But if you push it back and it comes out and the game is unplayable, then we have a problem.
Yeah, like it also fell off my radar because I'm just like, okay, cool, more time for me to play Rocket League, I guess.
Right.
Like I don't care. Like I'm just now playing Assassin's Creed Syndicate.
Yeah.
Like I'm so behind on games.
I'm starting to get a backlog, and that's fine because like I kind of went through like right after we left GameStop, I kind of went through almost like a rebellion period where
no games.
I did not fucking play things. I hung out, watched sports and wrestling, and worked out and looked for jobs. You know,
shaved my beard.
Like I was just like I want to have fun for a while. I want to get away from that and do something else. And then I got back into it, and then I kind of decided I'm a little bit more picky about what I play.
Yeah.
When I was there, I was fucking playing everything. Real quick, Potter in the Twitch chat. I'm saving money for the collector's edition of Mass Effect Andromeda. Was there an announcement about a collector's edition, or are we just assuming?
There's going to be one.
There's going to be one, but there wasn't. I didn't miss anything, right?
I really want the Titanfall 2 collector's edition, but I don't.
What comes with that?
The wearable helmet. That's all I gotta say.
I want another statue.
Wearable helmet with a little like light and a USB stick, dog tag, and like stuff like that.
I am on board with the collector's edition of WWE 2K17
Oh, yeah.
for the Balor statue
Yeah,
and
Finn Balor,
playable
Demon
Nakamura.
statue, Nakamura signed poster.
Yeah.
And a couple playable characters.
I want to make some
Sign me up.
abominations in fucking the next WWE that comes out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's literally
I'm gonna make myself and put in there.
Oh man,
we
do
should
it.
do that. That's an easy video to make.
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
Do that.
SmackDown,
Mark and I did that when it first came out. We streamed. What was it? 2K15.
2K15. Yeah.
That was.
We
and it
got
was
on there
literally
together.
just us making characters for like 70% of the video.
Yeah, you guys are pissed because I was like, I was making my
Just
character for like
making
an hour. I'm
Oh,
like, you know,
man.
it has to be right. And then like you made like some ridiculous looking fucker.
Yeah.
And then mine came out like looking exactly like me
Yeah.
with like jeans and a polo shirt on.
I think it was like
I mean-
Mark Money Talks.
Between Mark and I, we have the game on every fucking console and system.
Yeah.
I would totally buy that to make some abominations. That'd be fun.
Yo, Mark, we could be tag team champions and go out and just go.
I feel like I'm
Oh,
19
shit.
again, talking with my friend about going to wrestling school.
Between making your own character, you can also make your own fucking belts and shit. Oh man,
Ugh.
we gotta do this.
I'm down for this.
We gotta do this.
I'm so
Like-
down for this.
Let's not go home. Let's do that. Like, let's go to
We
my
can do
house and do this.
So I guess to bring us back in, No Man's Sky.
Yeah.
You're still hype.
I'm still excited.
Yeah,
You're still hype.
I'm so excited. Yeah.
Man, I guess I gotta go like have a sleepover in Neil's room or something like that, and like
Let
read
it rub off on.
like have like a fucking like Indian like talking to my dead dad in the sky like talk to find my hype again.
I mean, here,
My dad is alive.
do this when the game comes out. Watch my stream.
Okay.
Shameless promotion.
Okay.
If you hate it, buy anyway.
Okay.
Because that's how America works.
That's fair.
That's the thing for me is like I've watched it a shit ton of times now, but I don't have a real judgment call for it because I haven't played it yet.
I haven't seen a lick
That's
of
the
it.
thing.
I've seen pictures and whatever was on the show right now.
My thing is with
And I
that
did it on
game,
purpose.
which is the best way to probably go
Yeah.
about doing it. But my thing was, that's the whole point of it being a game. It's not a movie. I can't experience all of it from watching it. I have to get my hands on it in order to get the real experience of it. There's a reason why at first when David was talking about that game, Boundless, I was like, Minecraft clone. It's going to die. And then I saw like the trailer and then I saw that it was actually available on Steam now. And I was like, I might try that out. But and then I saw a price tag and I was like, oh, maybe later. The game's like $35, by the way.
It's $35 to get into the open alpha.
Well, do you know if the price is going to drop when it comes?
They haven't announced it yet.
Oh, okay. So maybe it's just a entry thing.
I have to address something in the chat. Potter says, please tell him that the TNA wrestling game has better graphics than the WWE game. It does, but there's literally like 20 dudes in it.
Did you?
It's like 26 guys, so like they like had all the time in the world to like work on those guys. By the time the game came out, half that roster had moved.
But 8 of those wrestlers are just Jeff Hardy's different like enigmas.
So Jeff Hardy, it's Willow.
It's Slither. It's Jeff Hardy paint. Jeff Hardy red paint.
It's Brother Nero.
It's Brother Nero.
There's a picture that someone. Yeah, here it is. I love this picture, and I will make this available for it on YouTube. Oh boy, this is
What do you
brutal.
mean?
No.
Like-
It's just it's a picture of Booker T.
Point to the camera and I'll put up.
It's gonna be real hard for it to show, but I'm gonna try it. I'm turning all my settings up. This is
the in-game model.
Atrocious. The fact that they made like Booker T in the new.
Yeah. So on the left is Booker T in the TNA game, correct?
Yeah.
Holy
And then
crap.
on the WWE
It
game.
is real bad. Like
You're right, but
Wow.
the WWE games have like fucking
Holy
70 dudes in them.
I mean, to be fair, like when
I love it because you just see it, you just, like his face.
I don't know what it is, but like the 2K franchise has the worst graphics.
So here's the thing:
yeah,
if you showed up,
okay, sweet.
if
Awesome.
you showed up on the day to get facial scanned, which is people on the active roster, your character model is fucking sweet in the WWE games. If you are
Ultimate
a
Warriors.
legend or not there, or like a historical representation of another
If
wresler,
you're, what's
you
her
look
name,
like
Emma,
shit.
you look like a fucking pulled back.
You are made in create a wrestler.
It's true.
The Ultimate Warrior is on point.
Stone Cold's on point, and all his fucking things.
Those guys showed up and they
Yeah.
got the scan and they looked great, but like a
Oh,
lot of
man.
guys don't show up. Shawn Michaels, no, he's out shooting
I
things.
just love it right there.
It's so bad. It's really, really, really bad.
That's fucking rough,
Oh,
man. God, my feelings are kind of hurt.
I always love that. I love when I saw somebody showed this to me when we were working at GameStop,
Hey,
and I
Mark,
died.
can you do a Mark-a-Rooney?
Can I do a Mark Rooney? I probably could.
We'll move the table.
Won't do one tonight.
Damn.
Maybe during like a WWE themed stream or something like that. Potter in the Twitch chat, do you guys have plans to have a new shirt? We've actually been kicking around a new logo. If you've taken a peek, some of our other accounts lately.
Yeah.
So maybe,
I was about to say like that. Yeah.
maybe.
Yeah, we're working on that. I might.
We have Young Joe and
Young Joe shirt.
We
I don't know
don't-
how we would add.
we can make better Twitch
illustrate
TV emotes.
Yeah, I think we need to. It's time to go and revamp those.
We
at some
need
point.
Young Joe, we need Old Joe, and Black Duty.
Black of Beauty.
So let's talk real quick about something that I spent a lot of time watching over the weekend, and that was EVO 2016.
Oh yeah.
Twitch loved them sweet
Butt
clicks.
touching.
Twitch loved them clicks. The finals for one of the games was on ESPN 2.
Cool.
I think it was Street Fighter. Was on ESPN 2.
Here's the odd thing I found about EVO. Thank you. We have a lot of really good Smash players here.
It's a big Smash community here
Yeah,
in the
huge.
Orlando area. Yeah.
What I find really strange though is just fighting games in general. They don't really get a lot of press on like Polygon and like Kotaku. They're like this event is going on,
And I think that's
and
a
then
product
that's
of
it.
like like you notice like if there's like a speed running anything,
Oh, yeah.
Treasure Hernandez, boom, here's a fucking speed running, boom, here's a breakdown of the mechanics, on Kotaku.
Yeah.
But if there's
Fighting
anything
game-
fighting game related,
and-
it's just like Evo, click.
I think the reason being is because it is extremely daunting for someone to even remotely like try to talk as though they know about anything
It's like
with
learning
this.
a sport, yeah.
Right. And if they don't know about it, then they're just like, fuck that. I don't want anything to do with that.
Yeah.
It's the same thing that comes, I find, with League of Legends and like even Smite-ish kind of like those MOBAs. Because we did a funny thing back with Corridor and Refura and some of our, and I think Shin Moses was there too. And I wasn't playing the game. I was shoutcasting a game of Smite on G-Cube with all the other streamers playing. And it was fun. And then we would swap off who was shoutcasting, and that was a lot of fun. But I also quickly realized people who understood the mechanics of the game and the people that didn't. And it was just like, this person's running down the lane, and
That would be me.
he's waiting, and and then he attacked, and he backed off. And it's just like, it's like you obviously don't
Here's the
understand.
deal. Like I could tell you
Yeah.
how snaking works in Mario Kart.
Yeah.
I could not fucking tell you what a wave dash is. So like that's
Yeah.
just how it is.
I just think people are like afraid of it, which is fine. I get that. It's just
I
I
can
just thought
commentate
that
a
was
Rocket
really
League
odd.
match real easy.
Exactly. So
I
we all
watched
have
you
our
do
things.
some shit in that game that I was just like, oh, you move fast. Like you were doing the front flips. I was like,
Oh yeah.
oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know that was a thing.
Watch my matches. I got aerial like crazy.
Yeah,
now.
you're really good. Really
Fighting
good.
tournaments, EVO being the biggest one. Everything's kind of the road to EVO, like CEO, like we had in Orlando last month.
Shout out to
They all kind of
Xavier
lead
Woods.
up to EVO. Fun to watch. Kind of daunting if you're going to be a shoutcaster or whatever. I kind of want to talk about some of the seedy underbelly of what was happening at these events. And this is CEO, this is EVO, this is other events and other situations that maybe we don't even know about. Maybe it's not even public. Two things real quick. One that I think we can blaze through real fast.
Just
Smash 4 community, Smash Wii U community was real upset about the way they were treated. They didn't have any big screen time. They were off screen. They were like, if you wanted to see what was going on, you had to crowd around the TV.
They had them at some bad
and this
times,
was
too.
for a game that was considered to be the second most popular game there in terms of viewership. So what's the deal with that? Like Melee it got main stage treatment.
Right.
Smash Wii U, are we done with it? Because the viewers say they're not. The viewers want to watch it.
Here's the deal. And Smash Brothers had this problem, and will probably continue to have this problem every year. It is not a 3D fighter. It is also not a 2D fighter. It does not fit into the conventional term of a fighting game. Melee, the only reason Melee even has some of the rep that it has now is because it has survived and surpassed 2 new additions into the game, and it is still relevant. That's how good of a game that game is.
Well, I mean, the second one, or the first one from Melee was terrible.
It was terrible, but it was still featured at these events.
Well, of course.
It's just, I'm just saying that Melee has, like, definitely surpassed the test of time. Like, it is just a solid game. And I think it gets some respect for that, and I think it deserves respect for that. Nintendo and the players that are sticking with it definitely deserve it. Smash 4...
That's the Wii U one?
That's the Wii U, that's the Wii U one. And as a player, and as somebody who used to be really big into that scene, is a great game. It is a phenomenal, like, fighting game. But again, it does not fit the normal, conventional definition of a fighting game. And because of that, it doesn't get treated like a normal fighting game. I think Zero, is his name Zero? Nero? Whatever that guy's name is.
Brother Nero?
Who? Zero, yeah. He
Brother
was
Nero.
The TSM sponsor is Zero?
No. The Zero is the Team Solomon guy. I'm talking about the guy for Smash Brothers. Zero. He's like super big into the scene. He fucking wrecks through tournaments. But oddly enough, he did not make it in the top 8 at EVO this year. He didn't make it. But he did have a little interview afterwards, and he was talking with them and saying like how he acknowledged the fact that he's kind of like a star and how people wanted to see him win. And that's kind of like the same way that you would maybe go to a game to watch whatever favorite football player you like watch to win. You want to see that person or that team win.
Right.
So, and in that, he also kind of got to the point of like saying how Melee doesn't make as much money as Smash 4 does. So he was just kind of saying, we want to be treated like the money that we're bringing in, which is, in my opinion, is the way it should be. However much money you're bringing in terms of advertisement, viewership, all that stuff, then that's what you're worth. And if you're not bringing in that much money, then you don't get treated well. Now, that being said, I'm pretty sure that Smash Bros. 4 is not bringing nearly as much money as Street Fighter or Marvel vs. Capcom. Of course. There's no fucking way that it is. So if they think that they're going to get treated on the same terms as them, then they're wrong. If they think that they're getting treated less than Melee and they feel like they should be more, they're right, because Melee is not bringing in as much money as them.
Right.
It's not bringing as much viewership either.
I can't tell you how many times I turn on a Melee stream at any tournament and I'm watching a Fox or a Falco.
Yeah, just
and I'm fucking over it. Like, I get it. Like, they're the S tier players.
Fucking
Yeah.
chain grabs, and then you get bounced.
Cool, like great.
Yeah,
like, you know
did
how
it.
to play like the best player in the game. Cool. Beyond that, and this is kind of the seedy underbelly that I was kind of referring to.
Yeah.
And this spilled into CEO here last
Right.
month, live on stream, and then it spilled into a situation that occurred off stream with a prominent Smash player, a female and a male player.
Noel Brown. Well, Noel Brown was the thing at CEO that leaked into EVO.
Yeah.
And
Okay,
then-
so we'll kind of for chronological order, we'll start here, and this is what I have in my notes here is.
God,
Do these fucking people need like regulation or policing? Like, should the community be running these events themselves? Before you answer that question, I'll talk about what happened with Noel Brown last year, live on stream. He's walking off. He's one of like the front row guys walking off the stream, and there's a female in front of him, and he's patting her on the ass.
Does
And
it once.
Yeah, and
Does it once.
he does not know this girl like personally.
She does not know who he is.
Right now, you say does it once, doesn't matter.
No. I agree.
Yeah.
My thing is I want to make sure that this is kept in perspective.
Sure.
Because I've read online where like he
didn't cup, he didn't grab, but he pats her on the ass.
I've heard that he grabbed her, he groped her, he They made it sound like he was a monster, and then I looked at the video and I saw, I was like, okay, yes, he's in the wrong, but what you just said in your article is 100% wrong, like as to what happened. But that's the only reason I said once.
Yeah.
What doesn't matter, but what's his ethnicity? This guy.
Brown. He's a brown boy.
Ethnicity?
He's a brown boy. He's black.
There's a reason why, because like in Brazil, like that's totally fine to do.
Well, the thing
I don't
is,
know.
like,
I don't know if he's
had
Why is that
problems in the past
because their culture. You
depending on
have
where
culture.
he's from.
Okay.
That's why I want to know where he's from.
Yeah.
Because like I was on a plane and a guy literally touched a girl in the butt, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, in my culture, that's fine.
But before we went on
I was like,
stream,
cool.
I was touching Tommy's butt and it was okay.
It was okay.
But
Well, I was,
exactly. So I mean that's kind of like a mutual agreement.
I'm curious to hear both of your things, because before we did the show, hours before we did the show, me and Martin and Neil were talking about this.
I know you have a lot to say.
I do, but I'm really curious to hear what you guys have to say first.
I mean, I real quick, I'm growing up in a household with 4 sisters.
Yep.
One half sister and 3 other sisters, and my mom, my dad working all the time.
Right.
I have zero tolerance for any type of harassment of that level. So like, I'm one of those guys that, and maybe I'm a white knight or whatever, but whenever somebody tries to justify like you were saying, like maybe it's kosher for him to do it over there.
Yeah.
But if this wasn't the first time, fine.
And that's not me defending him. It's just
No. You're putting it into context.
Right.
You're putting it into context.
Yeah.
Whenever I hear that, or whenever I hear, well, he only patted him once.
Yeah.
I see a color. It's like when someone pisses you off at work and you see a color, and it takes all of your energy to not be like, dude, fuck you.
Yeah.
So when I think of somebody touching a woman that way, that did not warrant that type of touch,
right,
then it pisses me off. Now, if she stuck her butt out and she wanted to slap, great. Go fucking lick a fucking hand. Do one of those.
I love that.
I don't care. but like, she didn't know him. And just for context sake, even if she didn't want it.
Yeah.
Like, he did it. It was on camera. Everyone saw it. He got banned. Good for fucking him. I have no patience for that kind of stuff. And the other stuff that we'll talk about in a minute.
Right. The other stuff is just vile.
The other stuff, I'm fucking disgusted.
Yeah, I agreed.
Yeah.
I am the same as you. I grew up with 2 sisters and a mom, and my dad was working.
Yeah.
I mean, I have brothers, but they moved out by the time I was growing up.
Sorry.
It's all good.
Hold on. Let it happen.
Let it happen.
Hold on.
Let it happen.
All right.
Yeah, close up on that. Just
yeah. I turned on your mic. Don't worry.
Yeah. He's not gonna make it.
Can we cut to that?
He's like giving me thumbs up, and then he's cheering me on.
Yeah, he was like,
yeah.
We good.
Suck it.
Oh shit.
Like I say, like
so
there's a reason, and this is a different scene, but there's a reason why there's signs that say cosplay is not consent. Like these, like
that's another one of those things. Yeah, like your ass might be hanging up. That doesn't mean you can touch it.
Yeah, there might be a butt there. Doesn't mean touch it.
Yeah,
there might be a dick there. Don't cup it.
No, like I said, like it now before the stream.
I have to bring men and women into this.
No. I'm gonna bring men and women into this too. So
what we were doing over in the corner was fine. We were watching wrestling. We were doing some cupping. Like, it's fine. It's cool. There was consent.
Like, I wouldn't appreciate if a chick just came up to me and was like, "Stop."
Yo, oh my god! I'd probably I'm just thinking of that scenario. Like, if a girl walked up to me and touched me in the junk, I might backhand her.
Like, probably do the same.
Yeah.
I know, like most guys are like, "Oh, it's cool."
Open palm. Was that the thing that
you're not
George
my wife? Fuck you! Like, get away from me.
Open palm.
Like the Raiden Mortal Kombat 1 punch, like that. Like, that's probably how it would go.
No,
like, I would not, but I would have some. I would have some choice words for that person.
Like, I know a lot of. Okay, this is not me generalizing. People are like, "Oh, that's fine. When a chick touches my dick, that's pretty cool."
Yeah.
And a chick touched my dick without me saying, "Touch my dick."
I'm not cool with that.
No thanks.
Yeah, I don't think.
I don't think my personal bubble. Don't pop it.
I don't think any sane human being would be okay with that. Period.
Joe, remember we went to the casino and I got.
Oh yeah. Yeah, he got molested by a fucking bartender.
Nice.
A prostitute or some shit.
Prostitute.
I don't think she was. She was working at the casino, so I don't think.
Was she? Okay.
Yeah. Because I think I saw her with like the tray later. But hey, man. She wanted some.
Real quick,
some of that deep.
before we go balls deep into this thing, bad pun. Dr. Chaos says he's pretty sure he wanted to show up more Street Fighter because they had the story mode coming out, people getting hyped about it.
Yep.
So he thinks Capcom threw some extra money at him for some more time. That's cool, but like, they had other options to display tournaments other than the main stage, and they kind of shuffled them off to the side. And if you wanted to see anything Smash Wii U, you had to go look at the TV.
Also, it's Nintendo who's
Right.
putting this together,
Right.
and Nintendo doesn't give two shits. So you got to look at the companies that it's up against, like Capcom.
Yeah.
Mainly, they've been living in this world for years, so they know how this works. And if they need to spend some extra money for a little bit more showtime, absolutely they're going to do that. Nintendo's not going to do that because they don't really have a real grasp of it, and they constantly say how we make Smash Bros. For casual players. Like their game is bullshit. But
I mean,
they had a balance thing.
First of all, they make all their games for non-casual players.
Yeah.
So
Splatoon, fuck, like
bullshit to all of the shame.
Yeah.
Because Mario is made for him. Pokemon's made for me.
Yeah.
And you're
I like Legend of Zelda.
Okay.
So
I'll
Joe,
put that back. I want Legend of Zelda.
give me your thoughts on the. Or do you want me to introduce the other scenario first?
Let me real quick. I'm not going to spend too much time on this.
CEO.
So this is the CEO leading to EVO. The only reason why this is relevant to EVO is because he was also banned at both events. So the one action he did at CEO flooded over into EVO.
And what's up, Party Rocker?
What's up, Party Rocker? Here's my thing. If the person, if they're first off, if they're going to make a rule like this, I want to see that rule enforced down the line. Male, female, homosexual,
just like the
heterosexual. Does not, I don't care who that person is. If I'm walking through a crowd and some dude touches my butt, I had better see the internet go nuts like they did. Because I would also like to point out that this chick did not go after this guy. She didn't say shit.
She
didn't do anything.
It was the people.
It was the people that were on the
watched.
stream that caused them to do it. So, which is, if that's the way it wants to go, that's great. But I want to see that go across the line. Okay. Now, what I'm going to tell you is the fact that if they do that, nobody's going to like that. There's going to be guys who be like, oh, well, I slap my bro on the butt all the time. It's a sports thing. Well, guess what? Because this rule exists now, you don't get to do that. Because if you're going to make a rule like that, it needs to be across the line. If you're going to say that, if you're going to say a person can't touch another person on the butt, which you can't, you shouldn't be able to just do that. That's a bad thing. Then it needs to be on the line. I don't want to see this one-sided bullshit. What I think, one of two things should have happened. I do think he should have definitely got some kind of disciplinary action. I think the one that they chose, with him being suspended, was fine. I don't think that there's anything wrong with that. What I think that she should have done, if she had a problem with that, fucking slap the shit out of this guy. What I'm pissed off is the fact that, like,
or press charges.
Like, fucking, what I hate is the fact that she did nothing. The internet decided to step in, and now, like, she's then made, like, she then is now a victim.
To some people, she's a victim, and to some people, she's a villain.
I don't think she's a
and
villain.
She did nothing.
That's the thing. I don't think she's a villain. I also don't think that you get to be a victim unless you have a problem with it.
If you defend her, she might be my friend.
Sure, and there's probably a side of that. My thing is, if it was me and somebody did that to me, the internet wouldn't give two shits.
They'd be like, law.
They'd be like, law, that dude touched that dude. No, like, if you want to go down this road and you want to do this, which I'm not, you have every right in the world to do that. And if you do, I will support you all day. If that's a rule that you want to enforce, great. But I had better see that rule enforced everywhere. I don't want to see it as a one-sided thing, and I don't want to see the internet being fucking hypocrites. Yeah, you better do it equally. Now, if you choose that you don't want to do that, say we try this out, and then you're like, well, it makes guys really weird with other dudes, and we don't want that. We're just going to mess with the community. Okay, that's fine too, and I'll support you that way too. But in that case, then people just need to fucking stand up for themselves. If you had a problem with it, then you have a problem with it, and you deal with it like everyone else would have had to deal with it. Whether that's a physical confrontation, which, by the way, she would have been completely justified if she turned around and fucking backhanded that guy. Made perfect sense. Like, because the thing is, if it were me saying something wouldn't matter. I would have had to do something like that. Or it would have had to been like some kind of altercation, you know? Whether it's physical or not.
Her only reaction was she turned and looked.
She turned around and looked, and she turned around and looked. And then she went on about her way. So, not saying that, I know what this sounds like. It sounds like I'm saying, what he did was okay. I'm not saying that. What he did was definitely not okay. But what I'm also saying is that enforcing rules like this, they had better not just be a rule that is only towards women. Because if you really, really, really want to have women join, like, in the fighting game scene, your rules had better be fucking genderless.
Well,
And-
Stop! Don't make a rule that is specifically targeted to help or hinder
Right.
a woman.
But
Just
you-
make rules that are for everyone.
Like the Twitch thing, where it's like you can't take your shirt off.
Yeah.
Right.
The guys
Man
can't
or
take their
female.
shirts off. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It,
So
it just make it down the line.
We saw
all I'm asking.
a reaction like that. I think now some of these fighting tournaments are getting like heavy sponsorships and things like
Right.
that. So, I mean, obviously there are going to be companies that react in a certain way
Oh, yeah.
depending on like, dude, we have like this sponsor that's funneling us money.
Yeah, he deserves to lose all of
Right.
that. That's fine. I'm not saying that he shouldn't lose anything for what he did. He did something that
Right.
was stupid and bad.
Right.
What I am saying is that if this is going to be a thing, that
Make it
it
gender neutral.
make it a thing.
Okay.
Don't make it something where like
I agree with that.
we're
I agree with that.
protecting these girls so that they can get into the fighting. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Like, 'cause
And we saw that at Evo last year with that
Right.
poor girl that was whipping people's asses and
Right.
that dude that wasn't having any of it and he was like offended that he
And-
got beat by a girl.
and what if I was that girl? I'd be like, fuck you. Like, and that's the thing. If you're gonna do, if the second that one party decides to be a dick or like to do something unsportsmanlike, you at that point have thrown off the gloves, and you've got what's the timing in like hockey? Like you've got those seconds.
Oh yeah.
It's throwdown time. Like
Yeah.
the rules are now gone
Regular
because you broke
season, they'll let you go
Yeah,
for
those
a couple
15
minutes.
seconds to fight.
15 seconds. You got him. Like at that point, the second that dude's like, "Oh, I got beat by a girl," I was like, if I'm that girl, I'm like, I guess, yeah, sure, you suck.
I
Go see, like like it's like don't make a scene of it for like guys versus girls. Just be like, this guy's a dick. Make sure everybody knows he's a dick. He's a dick because of what he said, and what he said does have to do with gender. But the rule or the policy that's set in place should absolutely be genderless.
I really hate that. Like, if a guy wins a Smash Bros. Tournament, no one hears about it.
Yeah.
If a girl wins, the fucking world explodes.
Goes nuts. Same thing with League when that girl got into
Right.
the league.
Like it's cool.
Right.
But like, it should be equal. Like,
Yeah.
okay, like
At
no,
this point,
like
just
Announce
no
the
one
winner,
cares
yeah.
about the Super Smash Brothers. No offense.
So let me
But
bring
you
us
care
in.
if a chick wins, or you
Let
care
me
if a
bring us into the
transgender
second
girl
half.
wins. Like, it's like,
yeah.
I want to bring us into the second half because I know this is going to spark some debate too. I got to read this because I was screenshotting some of the stuff.
This is a slightly different situation.
So,
this is
and forgive me if I'm pronouncing these fucking people's names wrong.
This is
Fuck
a
you
whole
for
nother-
choosing a name that I can't pronounce. Like that's on you. You
this is a
fucking
whole
idiot.
other level of fuckery, though.
So Christian Medina,
You-
known as Hyuga or Hyuga
Oh.
or whatever, playing Smash.
Okay.
Interesting.
Interesting.
And this is a female Smash player. I'm assuming it's Vicky Kitty because that's what it says at Vicky Kitty.
Sure.
She posts on a message board, or actually looks like a Twitter, is a twit longer. So she went this right out in public, and she said, "Let me put my spectacles on." I really don't know how to write this because it's never happened to me, but before last night. But I was molested by Hyuga or Hyuga, whatever his name is. I'll call him Hyuga for the rest of this. We let him into our room because we didn't want him wandering around Las Vegas drunk and alone. This is EVO 2016, happened last weekend.
Right.
My boyfriend, DJ Jack, let him stay with us. I fell asleep next to my boyfriend on the bed, and I woke up to Christian in between my boyfriend and I, rubbing against me, sliding his hands up my shirt and another down my pants. I'm Cuban and know a good amount of Spanish, so I told him to leave me alone.
He's Spanish, I'm assuming.
He's the one that has like the luchador mask.
Got it.
I told him to leave me alone and get back on the floor repeatedly. He's drunk and doesn't get off me, so I say it even louder until someone in the room woke up to see what was going on. That person, Stefan, gets up and tells me immediately to sleep on the other bed where the other person was
That
sleeping.
guy's a dick, but go ahead.
Exactly.
Yeah,
He was
that
trying to
guy-
protect. He's like, oh, this guy's kind of a big deal, so I want to protect him.
That guy's a fucking dick.
Yeah.
Good.
15 minutes passed. I've still not fallen asleep before Hyuga slides between the person I was on the bed with and tries to do it once again before Nick Riddle woke up and kicked him out of the room. Again, this has never happened to me, and I was frightened, so after they kicked him out, I started to cry. Did my friend actually attempt to do this to me? Why wouldn't he leave me alone? What if I was alone? What would have happened? We filed a police report. This man was just picked up by VG Boot Camp and is currently sponsored. I don't know if I wanted to make this post because I didn't want to get him in trouble. I felt everyone needed to not only prevent future incidents like this from happening again, but be careful with everyone regardless of friend or acquaintance.
I'm ready for you to get to his response real quick because his response is really important to this, and
it's a very generic.
Well, It's generic, but I want it to be read because I've heard this happen not even in gaming, just in like
in
life. People have this dumb excuse.
Yeah. So
go.
and I say this as I'm drinking beer, but
No.
I mean, that's fine.
It's going to be said. Well, I've never done anything like this.
Exactly.
I mean,
and there's a reason why you haven't too, and that's the reason I'm going to get
So
to that too.
this is said in context. It's kind of broken English because he is Hispanic.
Right.
It says, "I'm in the American Great Value. I heard about what happened, and don't remember nothing. Too much alcohol for me, but that's not excuse. Please come to talk to Vicky or DJ Jack. I'm not a bad person, just drunk. I'm so sorry. But if you call the police or something, I can never enter to the U.S. to play. So meaning he would be deported. He wouldn't be able to come back to the country to play Smash. Really sorry. Come talk. I feel very bad about it. Sad face. Please don't make me this. I'm just drunk and feel very bad. I have just one chance. Please, Nick, come talk to DJ and Vicky. Don't make me this. Sad face. So please don't get me deported.
Right.
I'm not a bad person. Another sad face.
Well, first off, they already filed a police report. You're done. They can't go back and be like, nope, I want to throw that.
Because even if you decide you don't want to do it, then the state prosecutes on your behalf.
Well, they can just drop the charges, though.
But the fact that they've already done it, the state is just going to be like, oh, okay, you not, but we will. So,
well, they could drop the charges, and then
the state could.
If they press on hard enough.
Yeah.
Especially in Vegas.
So the whole thing I want to get to is like the whole drunk thing.
Battery.
Mine's
I'll
almost
be
there.
the chat now.
But I'll be the chat.
Percentage?
If saying that you were too drunk, and this goes both ways.
This is beyond gaming.
This is beyond gaming. This is just general life tips. Pro tips from Joe. Saying that you were too drunk to alleviate yourself responsibility from your actions is bullshit. Because you made the conscious decision to drink the next drink and the next drink and the next drink. Right. So at that point, the point that you went past the drink that you could coherently move yourself, you did that. Nobody else did that to you. You did that. Like, it's one thing if you got drugged, like somebody put something in your drink, you have no control over that. But like if you just drank and like you fucking got smashed, you're an idiot. Like, I'm sorry. Yeah. You are, even though you aren't like conscious for the things that you do after that point, you still got yourself to that point.
So let's take a trip back real quick, Martin.
I'm not trying to defend this guy. I'm just trying to put into context about this. I'm here as I'm hearing the story.
Yeah.
But like from my perspective of the guy, like again, I'm saying this right now from the beginning. The guy was totally wrong for doing this. But I know, sadly, unfortunately, from my side, I'm not saying I can relate, but I can understand where he's coming from, why he would do this because he is Hispanic. Because I have a lot of
Martin, stop touching people's butts, man.
No, Martin's afraid to get deported right now. Martin, you're not going anywhere, dude.
I'm just kidding.
But I have family members, and my family members have friends that act like that because in Mexico, where I'm from, a lot of people are very alcoholic, and they sexually harass women over there a lot.
Yeah, no,
it's common over there.
Oh, right. You're right.
But the thing is, it's like a lot of women over there, they're not very knowledgeable and they don't know what to do.
And let's be honest, in some places in the world, they don't have the same rights they do in America.
Right.
Yeah, and so they get used to that habit of drinking and it's cool, and I'm allowed to do this, and then they come into America, like I got a green card, I can work here, or I got a sponsorship, I got a job, here, I can do this, and then they, let's drink. You can drink alcohols everywhere.
Right.
Especially in Vegas.
Yeah.
Open. You can have an open container.
So they drink alcohol, and then they perform these actions, and then they forget, or they don't even know the law and what the consequences are. Because, like I said, in most countries,
Martin, learn to use a mic.
You don't have a.
Do you have a mic? It might not be working.
You gotta be right.
Either way, Martin, let me allay your fears. We're not going to revoke your GQ green card. But in all seriousness, yes, there is a cultural divide. At the same time, I feel like it's just where it's 2016 and we need to treat each other with respect.
I think the fact that it happened more than once.
It happened a couple times.
Yeah.
With people in the room.
Here's I don't know who this other fucking piece of shit is. The guy
boyfriend.
That was her boyfriend?
The boyfriend that told her to go to the other bed.
No.
Oh, the other guy that told her to go to the other bed.
Yeah, her boyfriend never woke up in her story.
The boyfriend brought him into the room.
Right.
The other guy
because
told
they
her
were
to go to the
friends.
other bed. Yeah.
All 4 of them all the 4 people that they brought up in the story, they were friends, right? Right. Okay.
They all know each other.
So they all knew each other. All right, cool. So that's cool. The moment that dude gets up, because from what I understand, he got in between her boyfriend twice, in between her boyfriend and her. That makes no sense to me.
How does that work?
Yeah, the moment that happens, I don't understand. That being said, again, I am a firm believer with retorting to someone in the same way that they offended you. This guy offended her physically. You retort physically. You don't start yelling. Fucking punch this dude in the face. Sober him up as quick as possible.
So,
like, I'm tired of people being like, "Oh, somebody did something." Oh no. Like
this is another thing, and this is kind of back to what Martin was saying real quick. Let me expose myself for a second. I'm Irish. I drink a lot,
right?
And I've never found myself in this situation where I'm out of control of my body. But Joe, let's take a trip back to PAX 2015, and we were all drinking pretty hard at that party, and women have next to nothing on next to us.
Yeah.
And we did not lose control of our ability to be gentlemen.
Wasted. You were destroyed.
Yep.
But never once. And they're fucking strippers, like fucking dance. Never once. I have control over my body parts. Now, I'm pretty sure, had I continued drinking, maybe I would have been a little bit less conscious. But I knew where I was. And I was like, well, if I drink more, I'm going to
You made a decision to cut yourself off.
I'm like, yeah, I'm done. And you're a fucking adult. You do that. That is just something that you do. I don't want to say the other. I'm going to say it anyway. That's something that you do, man or woman. And the only reason I'm saying man or woman is because there's a lot of shit that gets brought up about like, where like chicks will be like, oh well, this guy raped me because I was drunk, or because we were both drunk and then we had sex. It's like, well.
I mean that's a slippery slope because there's so many people that like regret does not equal rape.
It's fucking. But anyway, my only question I have for this whole situation is this: this is a 3v1 kind of ordeal. Christian says that he doesn't recall doing these things.
He's been dropped by VG Boot Camp.
He has already been dropped. He says he doesn't recall doing these things.
I think I know where you're going with this.
Can this be proven?
That's the problem.
I'm willing to bet that one of those guys in there, the guy that kicked him out of the room, is the one that's gonna corroborate the story. And I mean, I'm not gonna pull fucking Law and Order SVU.
That's the thing.
I'm not gonna convict anyone. I'm just saying if this happened as she said it did.
Were they competitors?
I think all of them were.
Yes.
And he was the best.
He's a very highly well-known player.
If you actually go back and watch, he was the one that had the luchador mask and worked the crowd.
Right.
Like he got up with the luchador mask and fucking the crowd loved him. But he got drunk.
Can this be a work?
The only thing that can be proven is basically all the witnesses who were in that room. Even if you were asleep, it's like Sarah asked all of them literally verbatim, like, did you hear an altercation? Anything?
I mean,
were you awoken?
Certain areas it's skewed. It's definitely skewed towards
sucks.
the accuser for sure.
Right. It's one of those things that I do. This immediately turned into. Girl says this about guy. Guy is immediately dropped off of team.
Right.
Which. That's scary. Because that's not the way things should be.
Because then it becomes a witch hunt, selling witch trials. Now, Sick Pirate in the Twitch chat, real quick, says, "You sure he wasn't under the influence of something else?"
Could have been.
We don't know that. We weren't there. We weren't there. All we know is what is the story right now, and that is he is being accused of sexual harassment, molestation, in a room full of other people that were conscious enough to tell the girl to move to another bed because he was a prominent player, and then tell him to leave. Sounds like someone finally came to their senses and told him to leave.
I wonder if it was the same dude that told her to move. I have to feel like it's not.
It didn't seem like it, according to the story.
I sleep through, life-ending noises if someone gets in my bed, I know.
That's
how
the
the
thing.
fuck did that boyfriend not wake up?
I was like, what the
Like,
fuck
I'm not
is he
defending
doing?
anyone here.
Yeah.
How the fuck that boyfriend? I want that power.
Yeah. I would every time I hear that. Like,
It is two different people that
Yeah.
it said Stefan, like Stefan. I don't know if that's like Urkel's like alternate reality Stefan or whatever.
Stefan or Kel.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
It was actually him.
I don't know if that's like that was the first person that said, "You girl need to move to another bed,"
Which I find that to be the dumbest shit I've ever
and then
heard
she
in my
says
life.
Nick Riddle woke up and said, "No, this guy has
Nick
to
Riddle
go."
did? Okay, so there's 5 people, maybe there's 5 people, but let's just assume that Nick is her boyfriend.
Nick is not the boyfriend.
No,
DJ
okay,
CJ
there's
Ricky's the
5 people.
boyfriend.
So there's 5
DJ
people.
Slippery
What's
Snake.
up?
I want to add another thing that I want to add was I'm with you, Mark. On like I grew up with sisters, but I've been to like college football games and like parties and stuff like that, and it's not like
This is more commonplace than we like to admit.
No. I'm just saying, but for example, I've been with a group of friends, and there's this girl who's with us in the group, and like we're trying to sit down, and like this dude, he's not doing anything like sexually. It's just he's taking a lot of this of the girl in our group, of her space, of her seat.
Right.
And she's like squeezing and moving in, like squishing her 2 knees to like give room for this guy.
Nope.
And I'm like, and she's not saying anything. It's like she's scared.
Yeah.
But I noticed it. She was sitting next to me, and I have to go like, okay. I was just like, I'm not saying I didn't. And like literally the next time after I noticed, I was like, dude, you're taking up your space. Move over. She's trying to like let her sit.
Right.
And they're like, oh, I'm sorry. So it's like that's how I feel like. With some
And it's
girls.
like it's not like
Some
you didn't
girls are,
know.
like, very,
Huh?
like,
It's not like you didn't know.
I don't want,
Yeah.
It's like
Here's
I think they're like not shy, but like they're just afraid.
they're afraid,
To say something.
and that shit needs to stop. Stop being afraid of dudes. You got it. Like if somebody
I'm
doesn't,
pretty scary.
but here's the thing. Here's the thing. If you were taking up space from some chick,
I mean, I'm pretty fat.
I'm just saying, if the chick was like, "Hey, can you scoot over?"
I mean, in all honesty, if I saw a girl standing up and I'm sitting down, I get up.
Well, no. In this case, it's not that. It's like imagine that this is the girl, and like you're in her space.
Hold on.
Yeah, fucking molesting.
Goddamn
fucking
Squirtle.
Okay.
No, and you're in her space. Chick says, "Hey, can you scoot over?"
Yeah.
That's how this ends.
Sure.
I'm tired of like people
I
just like
instantly go, all right, cool.
Yeah.
like
Sorry.
you. I'm not saying that you shouldn't take up for situations when situations arise. That's good and that's admirable.
I mean, that
like,
shit happens at like.
you should do that if you see that the situation is out of the other person's control. But you shouldn't be fucking sitting there waiting for some white knight dude to fucking like, oh man, I really hope somebody helps me out. Like, fucking deal with it. And if it gets out of hand, sure. There's a bunch of people there that
And by deal with it, you mean do something about it.
do something
mean-
about it. Whether it's verbal, whether if it's a physical altercation, it's physical.
There's
at
reasons
that
why the
point.
self-defense law is there.
Exactly. Like that is literally why
There was a rape case in and this is the last thing I'm going to say about
Slap
this
a
before I
fool,
close
exactly,
it out. There was a rape case
Fool.
in Canada where it is very easy to be prosecuted on rape charges, and the judge went under fire because he asked the person who had been raped, the victim, did you close your knees? Did you try to crook away from him? Did you make any effort to get away from the guy's dick? And the reason he asked that thing, he got blown up on Reddit and everyone was calling for his resignation. The reason he asked that is because if you didn't pay attention to the rest of the case, this woman accused this guy of rape. This woman went out in the party, found one of her friends, borrowed a condom from one of her friends, went back into the bathroom and bent over the sink.
Shit.
And he was just like, I'm not going to ruin this fucking guy's life when
Exactly.
you wanted to have sex with him because regret does not equal rape. And we are not the rape podcast. Okay,
No.
we're a fucking video game
Yeah, we talk
podcast.
about video
But
games.
like causation and doing something about it, what he was trying to find was like, did you reject this in any way? You didn't say no, you didn't say stop, and you didn't make any effort to get away from him. So why is this rape? And it's kind of the same situation where like you need to there needs to be some kind of level of defense there. Now I do understand that like you can be scared.
Yes,
You can be scared.
and if that is your reasoning, great. I
you
get
can be
that.
scared.
I
and,
100%
and
understand.
and just to be completely clear, I'm totally on board of fuck this guy and deport him.
Yeah.
But-
This guy's a scumbag. Like, get him out.
It just
Like,
it's unfortunate
He's a piece of
that
shit.
this is a
What
story
is it
after
just all at
EVO,
work?
after Pokemon Go,
yeah.
after No Man's Sky coming up the next couple weeks. But just for the sake of the nature of the conversation, I'm gonna end it there.
Yep.
I'm gonna call it a day there. But we will have a Prono show tomorrow night at 10:30 p.m.
Yes.
Tommy wants to say one thing
Real quick, I want to talk about Rocket League because the new
Yep.
DLC just came out.
Sure.
4 new cards came out. Fucking cool cards.
I saw that one with like wings.
Yeah, that's called Aftershock. That's the only one I know.
It's Aftershock.
It's Aftershock, and then Japanese name, and then shitty looking card.
Okay.
There's 4 of them, the $2 each. It's pretty cool. Also, Rocket League Championships winner right now. I Buy Power was the powerhouse. They've dropped down to number 5.
Really?
Havoc Red Cell. Pop him a follow if you haven't already. He plays a lot of Rocket League.
Too much.
And check that out. We'll be doing something with Rocket League real soon. Stay tuned.
I'm gonna win it.
He gonna win it. Prono show tomorrow night, 10:30 p.m. Eastern time.
Yes.
Do we have a topic yet? Tune in tomorrow night. Prono show, 10:30 p.m. Eastern time to find out the topic. That's the cliffhanger.
Yeah, that's the cliffhanger.
And then we do this little show on Tuesday nights, 10:30 p.m. Eastern time, called G-Cube Live, where we talk about the latest and greatest, and sometimes the not so greatest.
Yeah.
In gaming news, we digest it for you and we regurgitate it into your mouth.
You're scared?
In a language that you can understand. It's high-level gaming chat
No, that's what you said.
in a language that you can understand. So thank you guys so much, at least for tonight, joining us.
Appreciate it.
We'll be back on the channel tomorrow night, 10:30 p.m. Eastern time with the Prono show. Join us next week, Tuesday. I promise I won't talk about Pokemon.
Please.
Join us next week. We'll talk about something cool. We'll have some fun.
Hold on. My
But
boy
Pokemon's the
graduated.
coolest. We only yell at T Martin.
Woo!
My boy graduated.
Yeah.
We won't talk about T Martin.
Let him run it. Yeah.
We won't talk
Fuck
about
T
race.
Martin's house.
It'll be okay.
Fuck T Martin's house.
Fuck.
I remembered I had.
By the
I
way,
remember I had something I want to say about T Martin. I won't say it.
By the way, they did. He is getting fined pretty heftily. They haven't said the exact amount.
His website was real quick. His website was forwarding to another website in Russia that if you followed just the chain of ownership went back to Florida. So he shut down fucking CS:GO Lotto and opened up a fucking another website and said it was from Russia. All right, I'm done. GCube Live out. We'll see you next week. Tomorrow night, Prono
Valve
show,
said
10:30
no
p.m.
more of that.
Jesus.
Valve cut them off.
And then on Tuesday, they officially released it in Australia and New Zealand. And then later on Tuesday afternoon, they released it in North America.
Yeah, I remember Game
Only U.S., not Canada. Canada still doesn't have it yet.
Canada doesn't have it. Europe doesn't have it.
Nope.
And keep in mind, okay.
Oh, Japan.
Japan
course.
does not have it.
These
Does have
places,
it.
these other places, and
Not
Europe
supposed
is
to
the
be
biggest market. Europe is the biggest market. They don't have
That's
it.
good.
On Android, this is already has more active users than Twitter.